This is Chapter 4, Part 3. In this lesson, we will learn how to describe a data display. When describing a data display, there are four key features: shape, center, spread, and unusual values. And when you're asked to describe a data display, you always describe all four of these. So the first one is shape. When you're looking at a histogram or some other type of distribution, you want to check and see if it's symmetric. Symmetric would be the left side is approximately equal to the right side. If it is not symmetric, it could be uniform where the heights are approximately the same or in the same general area. It does not tail off on the left or the right. If it's not symmetric or uniform, then it could be skewed. And skewed is when you have a tallest point, but then your bars tail off on one side or the other. So this one is skewed left because it has a longer tail on the left, and this one is skewed right because it has a longer tail on the right. Once you have determined if it's symmetric or not, then you can describe your symmetric distribution as single peaked, such as this one because it has one highest point, or it could be double peaked like this one because it has a couple of high spots with a valley in between. So that's shape. Another thing that you always describe is unusual values. Unusual values can be described as gaps like this because there's a space between most of our bars and one of our bars, so that one would have a gap. This one is a cluster because you have a gap with several bars separated from the rest of the data. Or you could have outliers, and outliers are similar to gaps and clusters, but outliers are usually separated by larger gaps, and you just have one value that's out there all by itself. So that's shape and unusual values. Here's another graph on unusual values. If you watch the Olympics, you would have noticed Usain Bolt was extremely fast, much faster than all the rest of the people. And so if we were to make a data display of the 200 meters and the 250 fastest times in the 200 meters, this is what we would get. If you were to describe this display, you would say that this is generally symmetric, maybe skewed left, but definitely outliers right here. A huge gap with some outliers. Whenever you see outliers, you always need to investigate and find out why they're there. So far, nobody has suggested that Usain Bolt was cheating, but before Usain Bolt, there was this guy named Ben Johnson that was so much, or Michael Johnson, and he was so much faster than everyone else, they started wondering what the deal is, and they tested him and found out that he was using performance-enhancing drugs. The point is, though, you always investigate your unusual values and find out, are they mistakes or are they for real? In the next couple videos, we will talk about center and spread.